All right, y'all. OC sent me out something that I think is super cool and I want to share with you. Now, if you're a church that has to set up and tear down somewhere, or you like to do streams or any kind of video from a location that is not your main church building where all of your video infrastructure is, you're going to be super interested in this. So this is the GoStream Duet 8 ISO kit. Now, if you're new to the channel, you may not know, but I recently did a review on the GoStream Duet 8 ISO, which is their 8 input video switcher. Looks kind of similar form factor to like an A10 Mini. Got 4 SDI, 4 HDMI ins, can do NDI, all sorts of things. Well, this is a continuation of that exact same product where now, instead of just being a standalone switcher, it's actually everything you need inside of this single case. So if we take this case and we open this bad boy up, you can see here's our GoStream, and up here is actually your multi-view monitor, all contained within this single 15-pound package. Pretty sweet, right? So let's run through what's different about this compared to the normal Duet 8 ISO, because there are a handful of things, and I think some really great additions, and I also think a couple of just quirks about this device. So first of all, again, this really is just their normal Duet 8 ISO, which is not to say normal is bad. It's a great little device. I really enjoyed it when I reviewed it, and we actually use it over at my church in our secondary space that we meet in. It's a great little switcher, has a lot of cool software on it, so you don't really need a lot of software control in order to really utilize its features. Like I said, it's 4 SDI and 4 HDMI, and you can use those in any combination you want. You can also stream to 3 locations simultaneously and do an ISO record to an SD card or an SSD that's plugged in. And if we take a look at the back of this case, you can actually see all of those different inputs right here on the back. So you have all of your SDIs, all of your HDMIs across the top. You also have an SDI and an HDMI output on this. You have your XLR in, your Ethernet in for your network, as well as a couple of USB ports for recording. So everything you need to actually get your connectivity into your stream is right here on the back of this case. So let's flip it back around and open it back up, and let's look at the inside a little bit more. So one of the things that's interesting, if you know it, about the Duet 8 ISO, it's got an SD card slot. Well, that SD card slot is like right here somewhere. It's on the front of the actual device. So how are you going to get an SD card in there? Well, OC has thought of that, and they have actually put in a little extension. So now you actually, if you can see it over here, have a little SD card slot right here, right on the top of this lip here. So even though you can't actually see where the normal SD card would go, you can still access it directly on this. There's essentially just an extension cable running up there, and they actually ship you an extra one of those in the box. I guess they figure that's something that's a little bit flexible, could potentially be fragile, so you can fix it yourself if you need to. A couple other interesting things about this, because it's contained in the box, they also think, well, you might be using this in a setup where maybe you need a mic yourself, or you would like your headphone jacks to be more accessible to someone sitting behind this with this whole setup here. So they actually give you an XLR input and 1/8 inch mic and your 1/8 inch headphones right here, directly kind of on the control surface here. So they're easy to get to even if you're here, which is awesome if you're going to be using this for some sort of podcasting setup or something and you want your producer to be sitting behind this, running cameras, but also able to talk into the system. They can have an XLR microphone there ready to go, or whatever other system might kind of involve something like that. Some of you might be worried about overheating when it's all contained inside of this box, but no need to worry there. They have also installed a fan right here directly in the enclosure, so this thing doesn't really get toasty at all. And there's definitely some fan noise here, but it's really not too bad. I didn't care once I had it turned on. As far as the screen that's up here in the lid, it is a 14-inch 1080p panel. So not the biggest thing in the world, but definitely enough to actually monitor your sources and see everything on your multi-view. This is all run off of this little ribbon cable here. It's kind of shrouded, so it keeps it a little bit safe. Again, though, an extra one comes in the box. So this one would scare me a little bit more because it is exposed, and I feel like it could potentially get stuck in this hinge, so it's nice that they send you an extra one. I haven't tried actually replacing it, but I imagine there's just a couple of screws here all around holding this screen in, so it seems like it'd be pretty easy to do as long as you have a screwdriver and a little bit of time. Something else interesting on this whole case is the addition of these cheese plate mounting areas all around it. So there's one on the side, one on the other side as well, and then also one on the bottom. And so you could imagine in this situation, again, back to the podcaster, for example, you could actually attach a magic arm with a mic on that, or even a camera if you really wanted to, or any other kind of accessories like an extra monitor if you really wanted to be hooking up into the display outputs on the back. And the one on the bottom is great if you need to hook this up on a tripod, to have it a little bit more accessible out in an area where you may not have a table available to you, but you still need to set this up to be able to monitor. So that's a cool little addition. I wouldn't have expected to see that, but they feel really sturdy and I think would be awesome for attaching really anything to. But let's go ahead and get this thing powered on and just take a look at it, see what's going on. And speaking of power, there's actually 3 different ways to power this, and I'm only going to be doing one of them. But if we open it back up in here, there's actually a little USB-C cable here. So this can take USB-C power delivery in order to actually power this whole setup, which is awesome. If you have a battery bank that is powerful enough to do that, you can actually run this whole thing just off of that. I wouldn't recommend that because there's a couple better options around here on the back. So back here, you also have just a normal AC power plug. Any normal IEC cable can kind of go straight in there and power this guy. And then also a DC barrel jack. And in the box, they ship it with a DC to D-tap cable. So you can run this entire thing just off of a V-mount battery using D-tap. So 3 different power options. You can actually connect all of them at the same time, and it will safely fail over if one of them drops off. I feel like if you have wall power, there's no real need to use those batteries. But if you're out in the field and you don't trust one of your batteries to actually get you through the day, you can plug in a V-mount battery over D-tap. You can also plug in a battery bank using the USB-C and then hot swap them as they run out. So you can kind of have power all day completely uninterrupted on this using different power sources as you go, which is pretty sweet. But right now we're just going to use a normal old power cable. So excuse me while I plug that in. All right, so now that that's plugged in, there's also just a little power switch up here. So let's go ahead and flip that. And you hear everything whir up, the fans start going, and then it kind of calms down a little bit. So this guy boots up, and great, here we go. We've got our multi-view here. We have our actual switcher down here, as you can see. As far as the switcher is concerned, like I mentioned before, it's really just your normal Duet 8 ISO. Really nothing special here, which again is not a knock against anything. It's a great little device, but just saying that that's kind of what you're getting. There's nothing special just because it's packaged in this. Now, when you've got this thing turned on and running, you obviously don't want this shutting on your hands or just, cutting off your stream in general. So they give you this little kickstand. It's actually a little bit silly. I don't really know entirely what part of this it's supposed to hold up. Things kind of flex weird when you put it there. It does its job, like it's not going to fall over, but it just feels a little flimsy. And actually, speaking of this, let's talk about a couple of other oddities that I noticed with it, or just things that I don't love in general. One is just the ergonomics. Because this is now lifted up off the table and the actual switcher is a little bit inset into the box, it's not the most comfortable thing in the world to use. You have to kind of keep your hands up like this and point them down in order to hit the buttons. It's not a huge deal, but I can see if you were using this for a long time and doing a lot of active cutting, that could get annoying pretty quick. Another thing is the weight. This thing is 15 pounds, which honestly just feels like too much. I mean, the switcher itself and this display should not be that heavy. So I don't really know what else is going on inside of this thing. Obviously, there's a lot of metal, which I love that it's sturdy, but if it's truly going to be portable, it's maybe not quite as portable as you might think it is. It's really not that big of a deal, especially if it's loaded up on a cart with other things, but just know, you're not going to be flinging this thing around. And speaking of flinging things around, if we're looking at the back, all of your ports here are technically completely exposed. They are inset enough that nothing sticks out past the furthest edge of this case. So I guess in that sense, they're a little bit safe. But the idea that my SDI ports are just out here exposed on a case that I'm throwing all over the place and there's really no way to cover it, I don't love that. So if you're going to get this, you still need to treat it with care. Don't just toss this in the back of your pickup truck and hope that it's going to be fine. You still need to handle it like it's a piece of computing hardware, because it is. You need to be careful with it, but it's ruggedized enough that you can bring it outside and not be too worried about that. And finally, one other thing that I don't love is the cost, honestly. The normal Duet 8 ISO runs for $900 right now. You can get it on Amazon. This, with the display and the case and all that, is double that price. It's $1,800. I mean, basically you're paying for the portability because that monitor is not that expensive, right? It's nothing to write home about. It's pretty small. It's fine, but that's not adding $900 to the cost. So you really have to ask yourself, is double the price of my switcher actually worth it to be able to make it a little bit more portable? And for some of you, the answer might be overwhelmingly yes. Like, this is saving me so much time and hassle and space and other things that I have to bring. To be able to just bring this one case, I will gladly pay an extra $900. But some of you, you're looking at it and you're like, well, I got a monitor for $100 and power strip for 20. Like, I don't really know what I'm paying all that extra money for. And to that I say, that's totally fair. I think there's a specific use case for this, a specific person who wants this portability. And if that's you, I think this is truly awesome. I think it's a great product serving that niche. I just really do wish they could have gotten the price down a little bit more. That jump just feels a little extreme to me. But hey, I don't want to knock it too much. Like, seriously, if you're somebody who needs a portable switcher monitor combo and something that just works, this is honestly an awesome package and it does just that. I wish we had had this when our church first started. If you followed this channel, you know that we set up and tear down every single week, and something like this would have saved me so much time and headache. So if that's you and this product is for you, there's a link down in the description where you can go pick one up. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this review. Lots more coming. Until next time.